we grow up in our gaming life, we start off with Nintendo games. Well, most of us did anyway. Then we moved on to the Super Nintendo. After the Super Nintendo, we have things like the PlayStation, the Game Boy, the PlayStation 2, the PSP, the DS, and every other game console out there. So I ask you this, gamers. When it comes to your gaming life, how do you even begin to pick your favorites, let alone your top 25 favorites? Well, that's what we're going to do this month. As I'm going to take you on a journey, and you'll be able to discover my top 25 video games. Well, I should say my top 25 most memorable video games of all time, and why. First game on my list will be Dissidia. It should be no surprise to any of you out there that Final Fantasy games in general are ranked up there. I really like Final Fantasy games and RPGs in general, but Dissidia brought something new to the table. Instead of your typical RPG format with magic and fighting and good versus evil, you have a game like Dissidia where you get to choose if you want to fight as the protagonist or the antagonist, and instead of being true RPG fashion, it's like a fighting battle mashup where you just go in sort of like Smash Brothers, Tekken, whatever other fighting game out there, and you just fight each other. And the best part about this is you could pick any of your favorite characters out there. Of course, it was limited to like main characters, but still, you could pick your favorite character from whatever Final Fantasy series and fight whoever you want. If you want Cloud to fight Sephiroth, you can do that. If you want Tidus to fight Yuna, you could even do that. And each Dissidia game, there's Dissidia and then the second game, Duodecim, which each one has a story mode. So you could go through the story mode, one of each Final Fantasy themselves. So you could go through the entire Final Fantasy X storyline by itself, and then you could do an additional game storyline where you get to like roam around and fight other people, I should say. But they each have their own unique little movesets, and I always thought that was really, really fascinating, the way they changed this up. In addition to that, you also have party mode, where you can battle a series of battles, and you can have up to 5 people on a team at a time. So if you want to pit your main protagonists together, or if you want to put protagonist with antagonist in the same party, you can do that. And you can even give each one a certain job title. So if you want them to be a warrior or a summoner, like I have, you can switch it up however you want. They each get a separate little boost, and if one of them dies, then your second fighter will come up unless you switch the rules, in which case they'll switch off every round. It just depends on how you want to play. It also has things like this, where it has special character interactions at the very beginning. If you put 2 characters who are supposed to be friends against each other in the same battle, or if you put people like Tidus against Jecht. So characters who know each other will have these sort of interactions at the very beginning, which I think is interesting. They also have a labyrinth mode in here where you can travel in a sort of dungeon type thing, where you can get prizes depending on how far you get. And you can always quit whenever you want to and get the prizes and just quit that way. So what did you guys think of this first game? Pretty cool, right? You know that all these things that are in this game, Final Fantasy characters fighting against each other, the sort of customization, the battle mode, And of course, being able to fight as and against your favorite characters in Final Fantasy games all mashed up into one overall fighting game, you know I'm all for that. So stay tuned for the next video where I showcase another one of my favorite games. Bye!